File, open. Class content. Here is what? Spring. What's the class name we got, guys? What is that? One fact. Here, what is there? Spring Boot core. More on data source configuration. I think yesterday we discussed this. Okay. Session 11. Okay. Injecting data to Spring Bean properties, right? Before going to this, before taking up this discussion, at the end, let me write. At the end, let me write debugging the, procedure to debug. Procedure to debug Spring Boot layered application, right? Okay. Procedure to perform. What is there? Debugging on. Procedure to perform debugging on. Where is this? Spring Boot layered application. Procedure to perform debugging on layered application. Okay. Yes, debugging is all about knowing the flow of execution, guys. Yes, na boss. Debugging is all about knowing the flow of execution. Flow of execution in the code, end to end. Flow of execution end to end. It is very useful. What, guys? It is very useful. Okay. While fixing the bugs and issues. Okay. Useful to observe. Useful to observe. Useful to observe. Okay. Observe variables data changing. The data changing in variables. The data change that happens in the variables. The data change that happens in the variables. Useful to observe the data change that happens in the variables. Time to time in the execution of the application. In the execution of the application. Okay, guys. Okay. You joined in the company, project is already there in the maintenance mode. So much code. You are not understanding where what things are starting, things are ending. That time through debugging, we can get control on the code or not, guys. Through debugging, we can understand the code flow of execution or not, guys. Okay. If you join in the project that is already there in the debugging process. What process? That is already there in the maintenance mode. Already there in the maintenance mode. Maintenance mode. That is already there in the maintenance mode. Then, okay, what is this? we need to think about. We need to think about working with, come on. We need to think about working with debugging activities. What activities? We need to think about working with debugging activities to understand the code flow. What is that? To understand the code flow. Are you getting my point there, guys? Super. Important terminologies in debugging, guys. Every IDE gives its own debugging, its own debugger. Every IDE gives its own debugger as the built-in tool. What, guys? As the built-in tool. Every IDE gives its own debugger as the built-in tool. Everyone getting my point there, guys? Every IDE gives its own debugger as the built-in tool, guys. Okay, fine, my dear. Next one. Yeah, important terminologies. What, guys? Important terminologies in Eclipse debugging. Important. Go
This
to next line.
meeting
If
is
you say
being
execute
recorded.
same line again, it will execute same line. Are you getting my point there? Oh. The point in the code. Okay, line number. Okay. Up to which the code executes normally. Up to which the code executes normally. From there, the code, from there, the control comes to programmer to see the further execution, to see the further lines of execution. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. Yeah, next one. Yeah, next one. What are the next thing we have got? Shortcut keys for seeing the flow. Shortcut keys for seeing the flow, right? Okay. Shortcut keys for seeing the flow. Tell me, what is the first one? F6. Step into to get into the details of the method call. Gets into the details of the method call. Gets into the details of the method call. Tell me next one. F7. What is there? Step over. Okay. Step into, step over. I think it starts with F5. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Next one is what? F6. Step over. Step over. Yeah. Executes the current method call into without getting into its details. Okay, guys. Step number 3. What is next one? What is there? F7. Step return. What is there? Okay. Step return. Okay, guys. Tell me, guys. Step return. Execute the current method definition. Execute the current method. Executes the until current method definition until return statement executes. Until the return statement executes. Current method definition until the return statement execute. Number 7. What is this? F8. Okay. What is this? Execute till next breakpoint. What is that? Or you can keep multiple breakpoints in one application, guys. Executes till next breakpoint. Okay, guys. Next we have not shortcut key, guys. There is one important activity, drop to frame. What is there? Drop to frame. What is there, guys? Drop to frame. So when I use the word drop to frame, come on. Okay. It executes the code, right? Again, it executes the code. Okay. If we perform this operation from the middle of the method definition, middle of the method definition. Okay. The code, the code executes one more time from the beginning of the method. Executes one more time from the beginning of the method. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. Super. This is my breakpoint. These are my shortcut keys for seeing the flow and drop to frame. Okay. Shall we start the actual work now? Okay, guys. We have to use control plus B is the procedure, guys. Okay, procedure to follow. Procedure to follow. Okay. Number 1. Step number 1. Step number 1. Create breakpoint. in the code of the create breakpoint. A flow of execution starts with main method, also ends with main method, right? Okay. S- So what I do is I'll create breakpoint somewhere controller class method. Okay. Controller class method call. Up to this code executes normally. From there onwards, things come to our controller or not, guys. Okay. Create breakpoint in the first line of. Okay. How to activate shortcut key in PC? Yeah. We don't activate shortcut keys, boss. They will be coming automatically. Shortcut keys won't be activated, my dear. My dear. I hope. Naveen, you are a computer engineer only, na? Create breakpoint in the first line of what? Main method. Yeah. By double clicking in the status line or by using control plus B. Control plus shift plus B, yeah, fine. Control plus shift plus B. What is the option we got? This is our ID, na boss. Can I get one chair? Create breakpoint in the first line of main method, right? By double clicking in the status line or by using what? Control plus shift plus B. Okay. I think it's still taking time to initialize the things. You're getting buffer. Okay, now it got solid, guys. Come back. Weekday finder. This is mini project now, boss. This is mini project. Okay, let me create the breakpoint. Where is the breakpoint? I am going to main class. In the main class, I am going to main class. In the main class, okay. C3P0. I think let me set right everything, guys. Yesterday we have done so many experiments on this project, right? Okay. Let's not worry about all this stuff. Number one. Number two, don't exclude anything in the auto configuration. Come on, because we need proper setup, guys, before running the code. Yes, right. XML, fine, let it be. That's not a big issue now. For loose coupling, we have used XML. That's not a big issue. Still, it is buffering, right? Go to properties file, application.properties. Here is what? Application.properties file. Application.properties file. Okay. Put IOC project file, mini project laid application.java. Okay. Controller, com.nt.what, CFCs, DAO model service, all this stuff. Here is my what? Application.properties. This is my properties file. That's great. So now I want to create a breakpoint. System.out.println, guys. Yeah, system.out.println. Boot IOC process 05, mini project, project laid application. Yeah, when you double click here, breakpoint is created now, boss. Okay, see, up to main method execution, screen is still lagging. Online students, yeah, small buffer is there. Now it might have gone. Okay. Yeah, up to this it executes smoothly. From here onwards, flow of execution will be in our control or not, guys. Okay, otherwise I can keep here, I can remove here. This line executes normally, but this line, okay, will be there in our control or not, guys. Okay, that's great. Okay, now whenever you want to see the flow of execution using debugging, we should not use a run as a Java application. We should always use what? Debug as a Java application. What application, guys? Debug as Java application. So here is that debug as Java application story. In this line, I kept what? This. Yes. In this place. Yeah, that is step number one. What is step number two, guys? Yeah. Create breakpoint. Run the application. What is this? Run the application in debugging mode. Use run as debug as Java. What is there? Debug as Java application. Simply try to use debug as Java application. Else also it will go. First, I will show step into boss first. Click on what? Step into. It is going to the definition of the run method. Taking time. Taking time, boss. Don't worry. Yeah, it has come into this one. If you say again step into, it will get into another method called definition. Again, it will go to this method called definition. Again, it will go to this method called definition. Like this, it will get into details, but it's a too danger, boss. So remember thumb rule for better flow of execution. For user-defined method call, step into. For predefined method call, step over. We just worry about seeing the output of the method. We don't get into the details. We don't want to get into the details, right? Okay. So I'm stopping everything, guys. Again, I'm going for a fresh execution of the application. This is debugging perspective. Okay. This is what? Java perspective. Again, I'm coming back. What is there? Debug as. What is there? Java application. Click on what? Switch. Up to this executing normally, but this time I am saying what? Step over. Execution is over. Okay, but it will not get into details of run method, but it try to complete the run method. Run method is a big method. It do a number of things internally. It takes bit of time. Once that is over, again control comes back to the next line. Wait for some time. Yeah, see, it's internally things are happening, boss. Come on. Okay, guys. Tell me here. CTX dot get bin. Predefined method na better to say step over. Better to say what? Step over, right? Okay. Step into means it's a never ending story. SOP, if you say step into how println is developed, what other methods it is internally calling never ending story. It's a predefined. Better to say what? Step over. Are you getting my point there? Scanner, if you say step into, again it will go to what? N number of things. Better to say what? Step over. Yes. Next system, step over. Next method, step over. Because it's a predefined one, right? Asking to enter boss. What is the name? Kiran. Again, better to say any predefined method call, step over. User defined method, step into, right? Okay, now listen. Step over. Step over. Designation. Where is this? Manager. Right. Next one. Next, salary. What is there, guys? 9,000. Salary 9,000. Tell me next one. Okay. Super, guys. Next step over. Here is what? 20. Employee EMP is equal to new employee of. Right? Employee EMP is equal to new employee. Here employee class object is created or not, guys? Are you getting my point? Super. Here is my employee class object, right? Okay, it's a user defined method call. I want to see the details. So better to say step into na boss. Control is now coming to controller class. We are in controller class this. Again, this is user defined method call, right? What is there? What is there? Step into. What is there? Step into. Okay. It is now converting into uppercase. Listen, guys. If you look at this variable watch area, okay, if you look at this, whatever data is there, the data it is showing to show here or not, guys? Trying to show is the data here, there or not there? If you want, you can add watch variables on that. Okay, next one. It is converting predefined method, step over. Next, calling insert employee, DAO class method it is calling. Better to say what? Step over or step into. You step into, but internally one the in-memory proxy class is generated. Their code is executing. Whatever it is, I say what? Step over, step over, step over. And I don't want to see all this nonsense. I want to see it is executing till the return statement and coming back, right? Click on it. It is executing till the return statement and coming back, guys. It is executing, taking time. Internally, so many things are happening. See, one in-memory proxy class is generated internally or not, guys? One in-memory proxy class is generated internally or not, guys? Come on. Yes, guys. Tell me here. Yeah. MySQL, some internal memory class, leave it. Okay, I don't want to worry about it. I'll say again what? Step return. Okay, somehow DAO class logic executed and output came or not came, guys. Done. After that, what next? Step over. It is executing that line. Step over. Coming back to whom? Controller class, right? Step over. Coming back to what? Main method. Next what? Step over only. SOP. Because predefined method. Better to say step over. Right, guys. Step over. Okay, now it is going for next one. All these are predefined methods or not? Step over, step over. Asking designation one. What is there? Clerk. Okay. This one. Step over, step over. Here is what? Step written. Here is what, guys? Manager. Here is a manager. Followed by that, what is that? Step over, step over, step over. Designation three. Designation three, right? Okay. Next one is what, guys? Step over. Okay. Output is displayed over there or not there, guys? Okay. Output is displayed. Next, it is going through the loop, guys. Step over. Output has come. Step over. Right. It is again executing the next line. Step over. Again, next line, step over. Next line, step over. Close method, step over. SOP statement, step over. Right. If I say this, end of the application, but I have a desire of seeing this code execution one more time from the beginning, then what should I do? Drop to frame. What is there? Drop to frame. I don't want to end the flow. I want to see once again from the beginning. Or in the middle itself, I want to go back to the beginning. Then we have an option to use what, guys? Drop to frame. Click on this drop to frame, guys. Okay, I think I have to resume it. Terminate or resume or resume. Okay, when you resume, oh, terminated, fine. We'll see one more time. We'll see one more time by using drop to frame option. Nothing to worry. Shall we see the flow part? Come to Java mode, guys. I think debugging is not a great thing, guys. It's all about knowing the flow of execution. Right. Right click, run as. What is there? What application? Debug as Java application. Okay. Yes, guys. Tell me here, what is this? Yeah, here is what, guys, step into. Yeah, I don't want step into. Predefined this. Predefined thing this. Takes time. Takes time. Yes, boss. This is a controller. Step over na. Right. Step over. Step over. Step over. We are in the middle of this na, boss. Okay. At this time, what I do is I will click on drop to frame. Okay. Not here. When we get into other class, we will do that. Okay. Here, resume is there. Resume. Thread is running. Then I am pressing drop to press. Why it is not going? Suspend. Resume. No, why drop to frame is not activating? Okay, once again, we'll not do the place where breakpoint is there. We'll do that work when you go to what? Service class kind of thing. Okay, let's see. Drop to frame is the only one option that is left to demonstrate. Let me do that work first. Right click. Where is this? Debug as Java application. Click on switch, guys. Click on switch, guys. Tell me next one. Yeah, step over. Screen is lagging. Okay, these messages have come. Okay, next. Wait for some time. Where is this? Step over, step over, step over, step over, step over. Yeah, we have to enter name. Okay, Karan. Next. Fine, no problem. We'll say step return. It will come back. Step over. What is there, guys? Manage. Next, step over, step over. Salary we have to enter. Okay. Again, what is there? Step over. Department we have to enter. 10th department. Okay, that's great. Next one. What is there? Step over, object created. Step into method called. Again, step into method call. Okay. Then here what I'm saying, step over. What I'm saying, step over. Now listen, drop to frame activated na, boss? Drop to frame is activated over there or not there? Okay, this time I want to see flow again from the beginning, guys. What should I do? Click on drop to frame. Again, it is gone to back na, boss? See, see what's happening. Okay, once again, check it out. Step over. Once again, same lines of code executed. Again, I'm pressing step over. Again, I'm pressing step over. Taking time. Internally, so much hangama is going to happen, proxy class and other thing. Yeah, done. This line executed, right? But this time I am saying drop to frame. Check it out. Again goes to beginning of the method or not, guys? Right. Again going to beginning of the method or not, guys? I hope you understood this point, guys. Okay, right. How to do this work, guys? Right click on, what is this? right click on main class, debug as what guys? Debug as Java application. Debug as Java application. Right click on main class, debug as Java application. Arrow dot dot dot. Debug as Java application dot dot dot. Step number 3. Okay, step number 3. Okay. Switch to what is there? Switch to debugging perspective. What is this? Debugging perspective window and perform following operations. What operations, guys? Following operation. Right. Okay. For user defined method calls. Method calls. Use what option? F5 option. What is there? Step into. What into, guys? Step into. Next. For what is there? Predefined method calls. Method calls. Use what? F6 option. What is there, guys? Step over. What is the option we have to use? Step over. Okay. To complete method execution fastly, until the return statement. Until the return statement. Use what is that? F7. What is there? F7 or F7. What is there? Step return. F7, step 7. Okay, next. Okay, to see certain method definition, certain method logics execution from the beginning, once again. Okay, take the support of what? Drop to frame. Take the support of what? Drop to frame option. Okay, guys, I think you got it. Yeah, debugging is a great aspect, a simple aspect. It's a psychological feeling we are doing debugging. This kind of debugging you already did in your childhood itself. Or in C language, Turbo C++ IDE also you have seen na boss? Right. Okay. Shall we get into fresh topic? Another fresh topic, guys. Injecting data to Spring Bean properties. Already we know Spring Bean. If you are interested to inject simple values, at the rate value annotation is there. What annotation is there? At the rate value annotation is there or not there, guys? Okay, guys. Injecting values to Spring Bean properties is called data injection. And this can be done in one or two ways in Spring Boot application, right? Okay, can you explain resume button facility? Nothing is there, guys. If a debugging process stuck up somewhere, you have to press resume button. In the middle of the debugging, you want to terminate debugging, terminate is there. What is there? Terminate is there. Resume only, terminate only. No special meaning for that. Sridhar, some things you have to use common sense. Resume meaning is resume only. Terminate meaning is terminate. Red button for stop only. Green button for run only, right? Yeah. Using at the rate value annotation works in both Spring and Spring Boot application. Array data injection, this can be done in two ways. Simple values, guys. Simple values. Injecting simple values. It is not object, guys. Simple values. Injecting simple values. Value annotation works in both Spring Boot. Here we need to inject values to each bean property separately. Using at the rate configuration properties. This is for bulk injection. 10 properties are there in my Spring Bean. I will write at the rate configuration property for one time, but 10 values will be injected at a time. Can I call it as bulk injection, guys? Works only in Spring Boot application. Here bulk injection is possible. Nothing but values to all or multiple Spring Bean properties can be injected at once. Can be injected at once. Values to all or multiple Spring Bean properties can be injected at once. Are you getting my point there or not there, guys? Come on, everyone. Super boss. Note. At the rate auto-wide performs single injection towards what? Injecting one Spring Bean class object to another Spring Bean class object, singular injection. Or a bean to bean injection at the rate auto-wide. Simple values injection at the rate value or at the rate configuration property. What's the difference between both? At the rate value for simple values injection, at the rate configuration properties for what injection, guys? Bulk injection, right? Every Spring Bean allows three types of properties. Number one, simple type properties, primitive data type, wrapper data type properties, including what? String. Array or collection type properties, has a type or object type properties. Come on, guys. To inject values, has a or object type properties, we need to use what? At the rate auto-wide annotation. At the rate auto-wide annotation. Are you getting my point? Super. For injecting values to simple or string properties, use at the rate value or what? Configuration properties annotation. Okay, for injecting one value, one Spring Bean to another Spring Bean, at the rate auto. Right? Super. In Spring Boot, we can inject values to simple array collection type property by using two data annotations. What are those? One is at the rate value. Other one is what? At the rate configuration properties. I already discussed about both. At the rate value for single value injection. At the rate configuration properties for what? Bulk injection. What injection, guys? Bulk injection. By using configuration property only for one time on the top of Spring Bean class, we can inject values to multiple Spring Bean properties. This is called bulk injection. At the rate value does not support what? Bulk injection. Whereas at the rate configuration properties support what? Bulk injection. If Spring Bean is having 10 simple properties, then we need to use what? At the rate value for how many times, guys? 10 times. We need to use at the rate value for what? 10 times. To inject simple values, here at the rate value should be used at what level? Field level. At what level? Simply at what level, my dear? Field level. Are you getting my point there or not there? Okay. If Spring Bean is having 10 simple properties, then we need to use what? At the rate configuration properties for one time to inject simple values. What values? Here at the rate configuration properties, come on, should be used at what level? class level to multiple Spring Bean properties. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, I want reply, my dear. Super, guys. Okay, now we are talking about at the rate value. Same as Spring, guys. But I'm going to show an extra feature which is not covered in Spring. That is working with the spell. Spring expression language. Remaining all concepts are same as your what? Spring concepts only. It is Spring supplied annotation, so it can be used in both Spring and Spring Boot application. It is field level annotation. Field means what? Properties. This annotation can be used for following operations, right? To assign direct values to Spring Bean properties, at the rate value Raja, it can inject to Spring Bean property directly or not, guys. To assign values gathered from property files to Spring Bean properties, right? And sometimes we put the values in property file. Those values, if you want to inject, we can take the support of this at the rate value annotation or not, guys. Okay, guys. Tell me. To assign system property values to whom? Spring Bean properties like os.name, os.version. It is not ver, guys. It is fixed name version. os.name, os.version like this. Super. To assign environment variable values to Spring Bean properties like path environment variable values and all this stuff, right? Okay. To work with the spell Spring expression language to perform arithmetic logical operation towards what? Injection. Towards what, guys? Injection. Completed in Spring classes as part of at the rate value annotation. This one, na? Except spell Spring expression language, guys. Before injection, I want to do arithmetic and logical operation on some data. Whatever result comes, that I want to inject. For that one, we have what? Spell. Or in JSP, we have JSP expression language, na boss. In Spring, similarly, we have got Spring expression language. What is that? In Spring, similarly, we got what? Spring expression language. Are you getting my point there, guys? Super. Application dot properties or YML can have only predefined keys or only user defined keys or what? Both. That means mix of both possible or not, guys? Mix of both possible or not? I want reply, my dear. Come on, everyone. Okay. Application dot properties or YML can have only predefined keys or only user defined keys, mix of both. Or we can have only predefined, only user defined, mix of both. In yesterday's class, we kept all predefined. For you user defined also we kept na DAO.id user defined. Spring.data source predefined, right? We don't need to configure application.property file or YML file using at the rate property source annotation. It is part of ecosystem, so it will be recognized automatically or not, guys? Because it is automatically recognized during the application startup activity. If you want to configure more other property file, not application.property, other files, more other user defined property file, more other user defined, what, guys? More other user defined property files. Then use at the rate property source annotation on the top of Spring Bean classes are main classes, now, my dear. On the top of Spring Bean classes are main classes. I want reply. This is given to configure custom properties file. What file, guys? What file, guys? Custom properties file. Spell is given to perform arithmetic and logical operation while injecting the values to Spring Bean properties. Syntax, hash expression. What is there? Hash expression. Dollar hash flower bracket opening and what? Closing. Hash flower bracket opening and what? Closing. Okay. Here expression is nothing but arithmetic or what? Logical operation. Super guys, come on everyone. At the rate import resource to link a Spring Bean configuration file with what? Configuration class. At the rate import to link one configuration class with another configuration class. At the rate property source or property sources to configure one or multiple property files to Spring or Spring Boot application, one or multiple user defined property file. But guys, user defined property file to Spring or Spring Boot application. So ultimately, application dot properties is part of ecosystem. You need not to configure it separately. Super guys. Okay, whatever example I'm going to give, I'm going to show A, B, C, D operation, which is already covered in our what Spring classes. But I'm also going to cover what? Spell. So shall I write few lines about spell, guys? Okay. Spell is given to perform arithmetic and logical operation while injecting values to Spring Bean properties. Array, there is a property called total amount. There are other prices of the items. Okay, before injecting values to total, I want to collect the values from other properties belonging to different item by performing sum on those numbers. By performing what? Sum on those number. Whatever result comes, that result I want to inject, right? Okay, guys. Spell is given to perform arithmetic and logical operation while injecting the values to Spring Bean properties. Syntax is what? Hash expression. What is there? Hash expression. Dollar floor bracket means placeholder. Hash expression means what? Arithmetic or logical expression that gives some result. That is called a hash expression. Spell is used always in combination with what? At the rate value annotation to performs values injection to Spring Bean properties by performing arithmetic and what? Logical operation. See guys, private data type property at the rate value expression can be arithmetic or what? Logical operation. Whatever result comes, right? That result will be injected into the Spring Bean property. I don't want to inject value directly. I want to collect value from 2, 3 keys of the property file. I want to collect value from 2, 3 other Spring Bean properties. I want to do arithmetic and logical operation. Then I want to inject values to what? Spring Bean property. Then spell has to be used or not, guys. Sir, we have dollar key also. Okay. Dollar key act as a placeholder to collect the value from what? Property file, system properties, environment variable to inject to Spring Bean properties, dollar key. Come on. While doing this injection, you want to do arithmetic and logical operation. Then we have to use what? Spell. Don't confuse. Dollar symbol flower bracket means placeholder. That is not the value to inject. Value will come from some other place by submitting the given key. Like question mark symbol in the query. Question mark is not the value. That question mark will be replaced with what? A real value afterwards in the execution of the application, right? Okay, guys. Dollar expression, spell results will be injected. Dollar key. the value of the key collected from property file or system property or environment variable or other placeholder value will be injected. Other placeholder value will be injected. Everyone getting my point there, guys? Come on. JSPL is different from spell, but spell is inspired from what? JSPEL. In JSP, expression language is there to perform arithmetic and logical operation. In spell, in Spring, we have expression language called spell, again to perform arithmetic and what? Logical operation. In JSP programming, what guys? In JSP programming, in JSP pages, in JSP programming or JSP pages, in JSP programming or in JSP pages to perform arithmetic and logical operations without using Java code, then prefer using what guys? Okay, JSPEL. JSPEL. Okay. What's the syntax of it, guys? Dollar. Okay. Expression. Yes. Dollar expression this. Dollar 4 plus 5 is gives 9. Definitely gives 9 or not, guys. Okay. Next. In Spring programming, to inject the values to Spring Bean properties by performing arithmetic and what? Logical operation, then prefer using, what is there? Spell. Then prefer using what? Spell. Spring expression language. Then prefer using what, guys? Spell. What is there, guys? Syntax. Dollar, not dollar, hash expression. What is there? Hash expression. Hash expression. Let me give one example, guys. It is the property private double bill amount. Private double bill amount. Here, private double bill amount. At the rate value. Okay. At the rate value. Flower bracket open. Hash. Yes. Okay. First bean ID. Okay. Bean ID. Catalog is the bean ID, guys. CT is the bean ID. Catalog dot. Catalog dot. Bill amount means what? Idli price. What price? Or idli price is one property name. CT is the bean ID of that place. CT dot dosa price. Okay, plus CT dot vada price. What price, guys? Vada price. Like this, we are taking multiple properties over there or not there, guys? Like this, we are taking multiple properties over there or not there? Yes, my dear. Is that right, boss? Yes. At the rate value dollar CT dot idli price, CT dot dosa price, TC dot what? Vada price. Whatever result comes, Okay, whatever result come. Yes, my dear. Yes. Syntax, dollar expression. This is the example. Array here 100 rupees, here what? 200 rupees, here 30, 40 rupees. Sum of all the values will come and store into bill amount or not, guys. So that is arithmetic and logical. Right now I'm using plus symbol. If you use a greater than symbol, less than symbol, not equal to, they are, what is that? Logical operations or not, guys? Expression language related to Java are. What are the other expression languages that Java is having? JSPEL, Spell, OGNL. What is there? Object Graph Notation Language. JBoss EL. JSPEL means what? JSP expression language or not, guys? JSP expression language. Spell, guys. Array, any expression language basically there to perform arithmetic and logical operation without writing Java statement. Okay. Spring expression language. JBoss EL. Okay. Note spell can be used in both Spring and Spring Boot application. While while using spell logics. While using spell logics. While using spell logic, performing arithmetic and logical operation on Spring Bean properties, we need to use bean id dot property name, not the keys placed in property file. You have to use bean id dot property name. In this example, you observe, guys. In this example, CT is the bean ID. CT is the bean ID here, guys. Come on. Okay. Here, CT is the bean ID. And dosa price or vada price is the bean properties. What properties? Bean properties. Okay, guys? Right. So tomorrow when we meet, we will see one example of value annotation that covers direct value injection. What injection, guys? Okay, next. Key Spring Bean properties injection collected from property file, system properties, and spell-based injection. We will see all the angles, boss. I think today you got crystal clear idea the whole process now, my dear. Super, boss.